All right, so it's been a while since I've been in here, but here we are tonight. Welcome to the Color Cinema. My name is Aaron, and we are here in the secret room. This is the room that you don't normally see. It's done differently than than my regular movie library room. As you can tell, though even the coloring is different. So we'll see how that works for the coloring for me right here, right now. But it should be fun. So let some of you guys know that I'm coming in here. Hey, Chris, welcome, man. Tonight we're going to talk about whatever the heck you guys want to talk about because this is my secret room super chat. I've never done this before. So it's brand new and we're going to do it here. Not my first time in the room. Hey, Mug. Hey, Sculder. Though I have to open up my, what do you call it? Yeah, my YouTube thing so I actually don't miss any messages. So my better half is out of town at a conference. And although I work tomorrow, hey IB, I decided I am working on the super chat tonight. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have fun with it. The topics are going to depend upon you guys. Hey, Cinema Dave. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, and enjoy, and all that type of stuff. So I want to get that out of the way first because I don't like saying that stuff at the end. Though a lot of people do. Anyway, so tonight we're here. The secret room you've ever been in. You're watching Wisconsin. Hey, welcome, Reality. Well, right, I'm here still in Nova Scotia. And if you just coming into the secret room for the first time, basically this is my TV and media room. And so we tilt back the bust and hit the secret button. Pretty much. So if you can tell, there's a lot of stuff in here. Makes me look like I'll take the young part of it. The beard, man. That's the lumberjack part anyway. But talk-wise, what we're gonna do? Hey, Deathbomb. Hey, you're in here under your own name, so I'm assuming everything's working out tonight. A couple people had some hard times. Hey, Walden, trying to get on last night. Tried to get comments to pass across through last night. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I do apologize, but I wanted to make sure that we did a good one here tonight. Do I have Scooby snacks? I wish I had Scooby snacks. Yes, I do have the Scooby Man. So we can look at a lot of different things tonight. This is a very different room than I normally do. And there's a lot of different stuff in here. So we have everything from like board games to VHS to figures to video game stuff and to 8mm. I knew you'd enjoy the House on Steroid Row. To probably some things that I don't want to know is in here. Like the last time when there was giant spiders, that's what I saw in here. So let's try and do this. Let's try and do this well. But I'm going to let you guys start the chat, because as opposed to the last time, and we'll because last time I had a specific topic that I wanted to talk about. Tonight is you guys. Tonight we're going to do kind of what you guys want to do. And is there anything in particular or any place that you want to explore right here in the secret room? And there's lots of places to think about. Well, you guys get quiet on me so soon. This is going to be a very quick secret room video, because there's no new announcements like that as far as I know for when it comes to like to movies or any new sales or anything like that right now. What TV shows people own physically? I have quite a collection. See right here? So like for instance, see this here, some stuff's taken it there because I was watching it. This for instance is all Canadiana. Right at the end, that is Babylon 5, but Farscape is over there. My better half's favorite show is Farscape. Red Curtains will be out in the other room. Oh, you mean the Paramount, like they're doing the lineup? I don't know enough about that to really comment on that one. Kino Lorber so enters March 11th. Unfortunately, that one I can't do with. So up here, for instance, this is a lot of the classic TV shows that I like. Some of my favorites, so go right up top here. My Magnum PI, grew up watching that one. Miami Vice, 21 Jump Street, even Booker's up there. Although the release on Booker, I hope you got some good stuff there, IB. There's going to have to be a glare tonight because, unfortunately, this is what I got to work with. That's why I'm having. That's why I have a Patreon. That's why I have super chats, because I'm working towards getting fancier with my stuff. But at this point, this is it. Up above, what do I have? I have the complete combo. I don't have Barnaby Jones. I got a season of that one. So I love Barnaby Jones. Quarantining myself. Yes, this is what I can do. Quarantine myself. No TV in here. I go nuts, man. At least I got a TV over in the other room. But everything. I mean, from like cheesy shows that I just happen to like for instance the FX series seasons 1 and 2, which I actually like. This is the series the spin-off series of the Canadian TV show of the movie. My Hanna-Barbera is out in the other room actually. I got a lot of Hanna-Barbera. There's still a lot that I got to get though. But this is like a lot of my major TV stuff. Like if I wanted to come in here, like just weird stuff, for instance, like and say, I really want to see a William Shatner TV series that, that's science fiction, but it's not Star Trek. And then I'd pick a Tech War. Any Canadian thriller shows. A few. I mean, like things like, I guess, Sci Factor. Do I own any seasons of Tales from the Crypt? I don't own Peyton Place. Simdab. I actually love Peyton Place, though. I own seasons 1. Is it 2 and 4 or 1, 3, and 4? Sci Factor, of course. I got this one because it's a Canadian show, and I actually really like Sci Factor. And of course, like the regular stuff, like Lost Girls. Hey, Joseph, welcome, man. I got most of the Hercules series over here, so there it is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing season 6. Now, Tech War, this is a Canadian release, I think. Alliance release. This is a DVD. As far as I know, it's the only time, I don't think it's expensive to get, actually. I think probably under $20 to pick this one up. And it is like, I think it's 7 disc set, so not too bad. So it has, it says 22 episodes, but the first couple episodes, I'm pretty sure are the movies. Because Tech War had a couple movies before they went to a TV series. It starred Greg Evigan. When I get a box set, I normally start at the beginning and I'll watch like all through of them because I have to. But sometimes I got some sets here that I haven't watched, like I've seen like when they originally came on. But Tech War's out of print. Actually, that I did not know. But I'm still waiting because there's a couple seasons that I need to get, so I won't rewatch them if I don't have the entire series. Like I'll break down sometimes. Like Smallville is like one of those that I kind of like is a favorite of mine, so I will rewatch that every once in a while. But stuff like, for instance, I have most of Orphan Black here, but I'm missing 1 season of Orphan Black. Now I saw it when it originally ran on TV. Orphan Black's an incredible sci-fi show if you have never seen it, by the way, guys. The actress in it is really good, and if you know the concept, the conceit behind Orphan Black, basically you have this girl that has like a bunch of clones. Do I have Xena? I do have some Xena. I don't have all of it though. I've been looking for, I got like the newer series, sets of it, and I think I've got 1 season of the original series. But you have good taste, Simba Dave. Orphan Black rocks. But I want the originals. Do I remember? I do remember Virgins of Science. I don't have Virgins of Science, so I really should have. There's a couple of times I could have picked it up that I saw it out around in the wild, and I said I'll pick it up next time. And I haven't seen it in a long time around anywhere. So that one I don't have. The only Xenas I got are right here. I'll show you right now because you guys asked. I'll show you the Hercules in a second. So I got like, this is season 4. This is a random one I found for like $1 at a yard sale. It was actually unopened. Hey, Jared, welcome, dude. And this is what I'm looking for. These are the ones I want. So this is Cena season 6, but you can see a huge difference here, right? So this is the kind of the re-release one that was done by, who put this out again? It's a regular company, like Universal, right? This is when Anchor Bay. Was it Anchor Bay? I'm pretty sure it's not Anchor Bay. It's a company like Anchor Bay. It's for Anchor Bay-ish. So I'm not sure who put this out first. I'm going to say Anchor Bay, but it doesn't say Anchor Bay. So some company put out Xena. And whoever put them out did an amazing job. So these are the original OG sets. So Hercules, Xena, and Highlander are ones that that you need to look for in these type. They're highly collectible and sought after, and they're really good releases. Do I have? I don't have Briscoe. I haven't seen Briscoe Canyon since it came on TV. I don't own that one. I wish I did. But Briscoe Canyon, when it got canceled, wasn't like X-Files or something that took over the place for that? So this, of course, there's a Renee Connor and whoops, this coming out. No, that's never good. What have I got here? Oh yeah, from. But there's like 10 discs in this set. Wait a second. There's supposed to be 10 discs in this set. Am I missing one? I am. So I bought this set, right? And I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I'm pretty sure I opened it up. But, so get this. This is why you always look at your stuff, right? So, notice anything? There's a disc missing right here. So this season that I picked up is probably incomplete. Son of a... We're just finding that out together tonight, by the way. I always assumed this was a complete season. I can't remember where I picked this up at. I'm definitely going to grab the Blu-ray Creep Show. Probably not right when it comes out, though. So there you go, look. This scene is missing a disc. I used to have all of the Highlander series. But unfortunately, one of the sad things that happened is that they got swiped on me when I was up in Ottawa. But anyway, here's one that's not missing disc. This is the Hercules sets. This is season 1. I got to check them again afterwards to see. But where I'm on camera now. And I really love the series. Michael Hurst is actually a really good director, by the way. He's directed some stuff. Do you have I got one of them, actually. I do have one of the crossover movies. Now, the first season was like a series of movies first. And then it became like a TV show. So all the movies are here. Like Hercules and the Maze of the Minotaur, and Tiny Container, I think, plays away from the original ones. Hercules and the Amazon Women, Hercules and Lost Kingdom. Then I went to like a TV series. And one of them had, I can't remember, is it this one? It's something that you're really going to find neat. Maybe it's not. One of these here, I can't remember which one it is. Oh, here, it's this one. Had a Hercules coin on the inside of it. So it came with this coin. Which I always thought was kind of neat. And I've always kept it in its own, like, Now, I almost rebought a couple seasons of this because I saw them at a Dollarama recently, a couple seasons of these, but I already had seasons. But I, thinking back on it, I probably should have picked them up because these don't, these aren't around to find anymore. So I do want to have these. Hey, George, welcome. Pretty good. We're in the secret room tonight. So we're going to be talking and looking at a lot of different stuff. We're going to have definitely some TV-centric stuff. American Gothic. I need to buy American Gothic at Jay. That's one I used to really like. It was a really strange show. And it kind of turned and twisted by killing off a main character, like around halfway through. Oh yeah, after Hercules and Xena came around, there's a whole ton of of those style TV shows. Remember the Sinbad series that came out for a few seasons? And a bunch of action adventure shows? What's the DVD on the shelf before the one leaning over to the right? To the right? You mean like this here? Oh, this is my Western stuff. So that's like my Rawhide, my Gunsmoke, Bonanza, the Gene Autry show. The Deputy was a bit of a hard find. I was glad when I found that one. Both seasons of Raw Patrol. Raw Patrol would be something totally different. Sliders is right here. Because I'm a huge Sliders fan. I told you guys that before. But in my last Secret Room video, I actually showed the Slider stuff. So, not so much on that one. But I guess I need to get the new Twilight Zone series, the one that Jordan Peele did. Because I have every other one here. I have like a big box set of the original Sliders, original Twilight Zone series and the 80s series. And I also have the, up there's the 2000s one as well, which I think is kind of underrated. Show you the Westerns. I'll show you a couple. Some of the harder to find stuff. So, Henry Fonda, aside from acting in like a bunch of like, you know, like spaghetti westerns and stuff like that in the days, actually did a show called The Deputy back in the day. So he did that one was Alan Case? Yeah, Alan Case. A lot of big stars in this one, by the way. So you're looking at like Lee Van Cleef, of course. James Coburn's in this series. It does a Robert Redford's first guest appearance. Not in Blu-ray. Still only got the DVDs because the DVDs are still the best set. I'll get the Blu-rays but mostly only as a backup set. The DVD set was just so good. The Blu-ray set was just so generic. It bothered me. This was produced by Norman Lear, by the way. Alan Hale Jr. is in this. So yeah, Wallace Ford, a ton of like Western actors were in The Deputy. One of my, it came in from Timeless, so I'm pretty sure it's probably out there somewhere. The Gene Autry show, just because, you know, I grew up watching this stuff with my grandparents. My grandfather was like a big Western person. As far as the other stuff go, let's see. I got the very first season of Rawhide, which I really love this show, by the way. Sometimes when I'm home on my own, I'll go to Westerns. Like, that'll be kind of my go-to, especially if I'm feeling sick. And Rawhide tends to be one that I go to a lot. A lot of really good actors in this one. Then I got the fourth season, Volume 1. I hate when they're done like this. On Gunsmoke, I got second season, Volume 1. Alan Hale Jr., that's the skipper from Guns and you're definitely right there, Alan. The third season, Volume 2. And the fifth season, Volume 2. So I found this, I think it was a 3-pack. And this was done like this, right? And I think it was at a bargain shop, one of those bargain shops. Which we don't have around here anymore. But Gunsmoke. Bonanza, I've only got 2 of Bonanza. And there's obviously, we know there's a lot of Gunsmoke and Bonanza out there. I got the first season, Volume 1, and the second season, Volume 2. I hate that they split them up like this. Night Visions, is that? It's never, I was going to ask you for some release, but Have Gun Will Travel, out in the other room. I actually, I was going to watch that one recently, so I put it out in the other room. So I had the first season of Have Gun Will Travel, Paladin, right? The Paladin character. Big Valley, I don't. And as you know, I love Barbara Stanwyck, so... and Linda Evans is in Big Valley too, isn't she? But I don't have any of that. I got very few Westerns, right? And of course, the old 90s Westerns that came out, so I had to grab those as well. I don't have the 6 Gunsmoke reunion movies, but I would like to have them. I bought of course, the Young Riders, the first season. And this is the Magnificent 7, the complete series. Tobe Hooper directed 2 episodes. Of what? Of Big Valley? Is he that old? Was he that, like... Or of this? Did he direct 2 episodes of any of these shows? Because if he did, that'd be awesome. Oh, Night Visions. Okay. You had me confused there for a second. Actually, Night Visions is one that... There's a show that needs to be on. There's a bunch, like Freddy's Nightmares, Night Visions. Oh, man. The new... Well, not the new, but the newer... a lot of people are going to find this, are going to be on board with me with this one. The Fancy Island series with Malcolm McDowell, that should be on like Blu-ray as well. I'll even take a DVD of that one, hell, for crying out loud. And then there's some random like action shows that, like this one here, like you guys know I like the ninja stuff, and you know that style. So this is Shadow Warriors, and this was a ninja series that starred Sonny Chiba, actually. So this is the first season, 27 episodes. Yeah, 7 discs, 27 episodes. I found this one at a store that no longer exists. Nightmare Cafe. Oh, yeah. What was it? Wasn't there one called The Booth at the End of the Room type 2? It was kind of like an action show. Where he was like a taxi driver or something like that, and he would go to this booth and they asked him to do something. It had that kind of like mysterious character trope to it, which I really enjoy. I haven't even looked at. It's a box set on the left of Scooby-Doo. Kung Fu: The Complete Collection. I know, like the glare is stopped there, but that's the original Kung Fu series, which is apparently getting a reboot in the near future. So there's been Kung Fu, and of course there's Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, which I don't think, if I'm correct, I don't think that's ever got a DVD release, even not even, let alone a Blu-ray release. Because there's Kung Fu, and it was a series with David Carradine. It was originally supposed to be a series with Bruce Lee. It was created by Bruce Lee. It was his idea, but the studio pretty much just took it out from under him, and they hired David Carradine to do it instead. So it ran for 3 seasons. Was really popular, but it had the basic trope of the guy kind of like going from town to town, helping out people, that type of thing. Eventually, years later, they did a TV movie continuation of it with Brandon Lee. So Bruce Lee didn't get to act in it, but his son did, and that led up to a new series which was shot in Ontario called Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, or something like that. And basically, it was about Kane, and his son was now a police officer. And, Kane basically started out with the same thing. I am Kane, I can help you, type of thing. And now they're doing another one with, I don't know, like the daughter of Kane type of thing, which I'm actually looking forward to. So, post for Nightmare Cafe, an episode of Seinfeld. Which your pitch is this show. I wonder if that was like the show was kind of like on the was on the air at that point, and they were just trying to kind of promote the show, the Nightmare Cafe thing, like watch Nightmare Cafe on NBC. Because I can see them doing that. But yeah, guys, there's the time, most of it. Yeah, I RoboCop the series, Baywatch Nights I would kill for. As you can see back here, there's a lot more when it comes to the TV stuff, and right around here as well. Oh, nice. Let me know what you think of Dr. Sleep. I haven't seen it, George. That's the best one. The Insanity season. When it becomes like X-Files. When it comes like Mitch doing X-Files. Oh, well, there was a RoboCop cartoon series in the 80s, but there's a RoboCop, it lasts for 1 season, show that was shot in Ontario. And I remember they even had action figures for it. But I can never find the RoboCop action figure. I can always find the stupid Pud-Face Morgan action figure. And anybody that's seen the live-action RoboCop series knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was a villain in the first episode, and the movie-length episode. It was okay. It was pretty cheesy and pretty corny, but it's one that I had in my hands once. I was at this gaming store that had a lot of movies in that too, but I was there at the time to collect my retro gaming stuff. And I'm gonna sneeze soon. I gotta find. There we go. There's a lot of dust in this room, right? They don't come in here as much. So I had the RoboCop series in my hand. Are You Afraid of the Dark? It needs one. I don't think there's a legit one out there. I think any Afraid of the Dark ones that are out there are just are kind of sketchy ones. Do I have any favorite Superman animated movies? I can't really think of any animated films. I love the original Superman stuff. For me, the Fleischer stuff, which sounds pretty old. Let me go grab something. Look in the background. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this over a bit. Some other stuff. I'll be right back. And then think about stuff that we can look at. Aloha. The miniseries, it was excellent. I like the RoboCop miniseries. Well, I know the one you're talking about, the Dark Justice one. I don't, but there's my second season of Have Gun Will Travel. I thought I should bring it in here now while I remember it. I had to sneeze too. Who's my favorite character on Bonanza? Oh, man. I'm a really big fan of Pernell Roberts. Probably more so on I'm a huge fan of the series that he did afterwards called Trapper John M.D. But I do tend to I like the Michael Landon character, and I don't remember their names right now. But yeah, Pernell Roberts always stood out for me. This is Gunsmoke though. Bonanza's right here. But I guess if I'm going to go with anybody, I got to go with Lauren Green. The patriarch of the series. But as far as the guys that kind of stood out to me that I looked for episodes of, and I didn't find as many as the other characters, that was Pernell Roberts. And if anybody knows who he played on the show, they can let me know because I don't remember the character's name right now. Michael Landon played Little Joe. I just think he had Michael Landon went on. Michael Landon had Little Son Prey after that, right? And then he had Highway. He had a really good TV career. I know that Pernell Roberts did 7 or 8 seasons of. Adam, thank you. The old lady in the RoboCop miniseries was the teacher on a Christmas Story. I did not know that. But yeah, and I'll pick up random shows that I know I'm going to eventually want to watch. This was on HMV, so basically when they're selling out. Another dollar series. I think not even open yet actually. Is Mysterious Island. It was a short-lived Canadian series that I actually dug. I kind of dug it a bit. Some decent actors in this one as well. I find anytime I can get my hands on some of these here action shows. There's Adventures of Sinbad, by the way, the one I mentioned to you before. This is the first season. I really want the second season because this completely changes. See this girl right here? She's not in it after this. There's another girl that comes into the series. And I think she's got a hawk or a bird or something. Or does she have the bird? One of them has a bird that flies around with her. But this girl here is only in the first season. See, that's the thing. If they're smart, they'll take those streaming shows, and as soon as they finish up on the streaming service, they'll put them out on physical media, because there's still a lot of collectors for that type of stuff, especially the TV stuff. When did Mysterious Island come out? That's a good question. I think it was in the 90s or the early 2000s. It wasn't late. It says 2011 here. I didn't think it was that late. That may be when this was released, actually. Now, I did say one thing yesterday that I got to take back a little bit. Outer Limits. I was asked about the Outer Limits, the 90s series. Now, the first season that was put out in the U.S. is uncut. So, if you can get the first season of Outer Limits in the U.S., that's uncut. Now, seasons that were put out in Canada by Alliance, some of those were given slight trims, so they were cut. But there are a couple seasons, collections that are. I don't have any seasons of Unsolved Mysteries. My kids, I have those. I used to have a couple of them. I had 2 seasons of Unsolved Mysteries. Well, not seasons, but I had 2, those theme sets. Do I have any video games in my secret room? I have a ton of video games. Well, not a ton, but I got NES. I got SNES. I got PS4, Wii U, Wii, PSP, PlayStation. I think that's about it. And maybe a PS3 one. Yeah, Gerald's Game on Netflix. Hush is another one. Hush really needs to get a release. Netflix is not smart about this stuff. And here's the thing. You got a company like Netflix, right? They're putting out stuff. They're putting out all these big these movies and these TV shows. And a lot of them have been pretty acclaimed TV series, right? Same with some of their movies. But they're very slow at putting stuff out. Now they're bleeding money. They're putting money in, but they're bleeding it out. Hey Brian, welcome, man. Hey Superman. Congratulations. Girls are harder to handle than boys. I'll let you know that right away. But definitely congratulations, dude. They did Stranger Things, but that's the thing. That's a lot. Some of the TV shows, well, but Hush, by the way, came out a few years back. Still doesn't have a release. I don't think their House on Haunted Hill series, like what was like, is that House on Haunted Hill, whatever it's called, or Hell House, whatever it's called, doesn't have one either. Why I don't feel at home in this world. I hear good stuff about that one, by the way. No, dude, trust me, you will enjoy it. It's okay for like, I have one of each, and it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Somebody wants to see the NES TV, the NES video game collection. It's a small one. Do you want to see my NES collection? Haunting of Hell House. Thank you. Did that come out? I haven't seen it around here. But I live in a small place, so there, right? Has Hush come out? Does Hush? Did I miss out on Hush? Did I miss out on Hush too? And I will show you my NES collection. Anybody else want to see the NES collection? I don't think it has. I'll check Amazon for the TV series. I can't get it yet though. But yeah, video games. All right, let's do the classic video game stuff, and then we'll go back and look at stuff. So when I'm doing this, if that's not your jam, don't leave, because there's other stuff that comes up afterwards. And two, look in the background and think about stuff. Better have Contra Tecmo Bowl. I wish I did. They were not easy to find around here. Realize as I do this that my knee is still getting better, so bending can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. Pardon my French. All right, I don't have a lot, so I'll show you my NES, my Super NES, and my one Nintendo 64. But just some cheesy stuff that I either like for some reason or another. Their retro gaming store is in Newfoundland. Unfortunately, it's not here. But this is the Mission Impossible game. This is based on the 1988-1989 series. As you can tell, unfortunately, this sticker here, which I'm frightened to take off, as I think the Theo Penglis' character. Yes, definitely spread the word. A favorite of mine, and probably one of my most played games of all times. Let your better half do the names. Is Blaster Master. I love this game, by the way. This took so many hours of my life. Like people say, like Super Mario and all that. Blaster Master, this brilliant game. And I love the way that it works too. Basically, you're in this like kind of little tank type of thing, and then you get out, and all of a sudden you're playing as a character, and you're going through different levels. Wow, Death Bomb, see? Good taste. So I also have Golga 13, which of course was also a movie too, and an anime. So a top secret episode. I don't think I played this one again since I got it, but I just love I remember the nostalgia of it. I want to have a racing game. I'll definitely read it. And it's Rad Racer. Not a great racing game, but it was, it's one of the originals. And Exevious, Predator Hunting Ground. I have heard of that one. Which is actually really fun, like basically shooter. Don't worry, William, there won't be a long one. I saw your comments. I haven't got a chance to respond to a lot of them yet, though. But thank you, by the way, for commenting on there. Oh, maybe I'll have a couple of those. So this is Iron Sword, and what's the one? Wizards and Warriors 2. And yes, that is Fabio on the cover, which is one of the reasons I picked this up, by the way. One that I really like, and I was actually surprised about, is Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. Incredibly, like it's a simple game, like it's a simple like kind of a platformer game, but I really dug it. And I love the artwork. Artwork will suck me into a game, by the way. Most played game ever, Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. So just I love playing Jeopardy. And back in the day, my friend had like the N64 Jeopardy. Oh man, you know how hard to get a little Samson? I would love to have a little Samsung cart. I got no like early stuff or any like any big rare stuff. I wish I did. Eventually, maybe. What's the first game I can remember loving as a kid? Actually, that's pretty simple. The first game that really got into, I got the Atari 2600, and Tutankhamun was the first game that I really got into. I don't have Contra. I wish I had Contra. Contra's a good game. So this is, of course, the Mario Brothers Duck Hunt game, and yes, I do have the gun as well. And since I've got a CRT television to play this on, Sewer Sharks. I love to have a Sega CD. I remember it. My friend had a Sega CD, but I never had one. So next up is, of course, you know I gotta have this, guys. Friday the 13th. I actually love this game. A lot of people hate on this game, but I'm a huge ass fan of this game. You're dead. Your friends are dead. You suck. Platformers. See, AME, for me, platformers were always like my go-to. Before I do the SNES, I also have Mayhem, WCW's Mayhem, which is not a very good wrestling game, but kind of fun. You made the models for Sewer Sharks? That is awesome. You must have had a cool dad. You had a cool dad, man. I got my N64 like out in the other room. What you don't see, because the camera's facing me, is on the other side is like, I know I showed it I think a few times. I got like a CRT TV set with a bunch of video game systems hooked up to it. So this here is the Speedy Gonzales game for the SNES. And I can't read the Los Gatos Benditos. Kind of fun. Everybody has to have Super Mario World. You've got a Super Nintendo. This is kind of a given. It's one that I do play a lot too. But things like Speedy Gonzales, that's not on like one of those like SNES retros. So you know that's the type of stuff you want. Stuff that's not going to be everywhere. Of course, Jeopardy Deluxe Edition, because you know guys, I like my Jeopardy, so I got the NES and Super NES Jeopardy. I'm bomb at those games, by the way. Here's one that both me and my better half grew up on, and she had like I think the Genesis edition of this one, but I got like, and we do have the Genesis version of this game too, I think. No, we got the Genesis Mortal Kombat upstairs, but this is the SNES. This is Street Fighter 2. So this, I think this is the original. This isn't the Turbo Edition. This is the one that came out first. Dubstep NW Revenge is the best. I agree. But I love this one. Chun-Li is my favorite character in Street Fighter, by the way. That's the character I always play as. I always do my best as Chun-Li. Because you guys know I like my Looney Tune games, I had to have this one here, and this is Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. Which is kind of fun. Like, pretty easy, but kind of fun. SNES cartridge just went from solid to the and this is one I've never been able to play, because what I didn't know when I bought this, I just liked the artwork on it, and it was very cheap, was I got this one here called Metal Combat. So I got this home and I put it in my system, getting ready to play it. Then I realized this needs something called a Super Scope, which is a gun that I've never owned. I always owned the NES gun, but I've never come across the Super Scope. But like when I said I had a little amount, I mean that's it. That's all I got so far. I have a feeling there's a few more like around or somewhere, but I don't know where they're at. But those are the jux of those games. But I also have like a few PS2 ones here that I can show you as well. If you want to see that before I move on into next, or do you want to see something different? I do love the fact that somebody actually asks about video games, because I never have anybody ask about games or anything like that on my channel. And It's a passion of mine that I don't get to talk about very much. So I really appreciate. Is Gizmo a real name? You're not naming a kid Gizmo, especially if it's a little girl. Come on, you. 4 games can stay down there. And the Wii U games, just like regular stuff for PS4, like Uncharted 3 and Zombie U for the Wii U. If you don't have Zombie U for the Wii U, and you got a Wii U, get it. That's the reason for having the Wii U. I've got a Sega Genesis upstairs, but I've only got Mortal Kombat and one other game for it actually, which is Sonic 2, I think. The Super Scope was not as good, if I remember correctly. Was the Super Scope the one that had a scope thing and had like a thing for there, but there was actually no trigger? You actually had to press on the top of it. Genesis does, but Nintendo don't. But if you like that, try. You got to read the book Console Wars. It's really good. All right, so one PSP game. I don't have PSP, but hopefully I'm getting one. And that is SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, which I found at a yard sale. So for people that never saw the PSP before, this is what their cartridges look like. It's called a UMD. Now, PlayStation 2 games. Let's get the sports ones out of the way first, because I do have a couple sports games, and I'll tell you why in a second. Well, basically because there's more PS2 games upstairs, by the way, but these are just some that are down here. Every once in a while, I just like to play a sports game. The other reason is because basically music. A lot of great licensed music in sports games. You guys are giving some horrible names for kids. His better half is gonna kick your butt your reels out. So NHL 2K8, on the early 2K series. Playing Daxter. Oh, nice. Your wife rocks. NBA Live 08. I like NBA games, although I would love to have NBA Jam. And MLB 06 The Show. Good game, but I'm not a big baseball game. I don't like baseball much anyway. So the next series of games that I got here, do these really quickly, then we'll go back to the movies, because I know that's what you guys are here for, is I got, for the PlayStation 2, I got Guitar Hero, Guitar Hero 2, and Guitar Hero 3. I got 3 of these for really cheap, and I got 2 guitars with them as well. Because if you got a PlayStation 2 and you don't have Guitar Hero, I mean, come on. That was the thing. You had to have Guitar Hero. Also, I have Tony Hawk's American Wasteland and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, which is way better than American Wasteland, but American Wasteland has some good songs in there. Followed by My Chemical Romance, some decent tracks on there as well. And of course, the really, really underrated wrestling game that not enough people played is TNA Impact. Now upstairs is SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, 2007, and 2008. Why particularly those? Because those are the only ones that had general manager modes. And I love general manager modes. So yeah, I want to do that one really quick so we can get on to doing other stuff. And I wanted to give you guys time to see if there's anything in this room that you wanted to ask about while we're in this room, because it's been a while since I've been here. I'm sure people like to see that. You're Batman. I can redo the raspy voice tonight because the stupid allergies. Let me put my Sci Factor back. This is season 1. Yep. Well, there's all kinds of stuff to show. I mean, everything from like the very first like TV box set that I ever bought. Of course, yeah. Well, so, I mean, aside from Blake Seven, Doctor Who. Yeah, I've got a few actually. Are You Being Served is here. Black Adder, of course. God, there's a few of them. Cracker, because I love that show. I wish it was a full series, but it is some SCTV. This here is Volume 1 of the Network 90 SCTV. Rent to Steal is fantastic. If you're a movie buff, especially if you're an old movie buff. Set behind me against the wall. Oh, over there, that's my Jason figure from the that was given to me by my kids. So this is the first box set, TV box set I bought when I restarted collecting, and this is actually the first box set I ever bought when I restarted collecting back around 8 years ago. It was this one right here, the Lone Ranger. I was at CD Plus, and I just got my first paycheck on my new job, and I said, I'm going to start collecting movies again. And I'd seen this like for 2 weeks in a row, and I looked at it, and I looked at it over and over again, and I was just fascinated with the way that this was done. Now, this has the first 2 seasons of the Lone Ranger. I really want the rest of the Lone Ranger. There was like a big set that came out from Costco at one point that had like, I think it wasn't complete. I'm not sure if it's complete or not, but it had like most of the series, if not all of it. How much was this in Canadian space bucks when I got it? I don't know, about 80 or 90 when I got it, actually. Now you can get like 2 seasons of Lone Ranger for like 20 bucks at Walmart, but this was different. This had a bunch of stuff on the inside of it. So when you open it up, you got this amazing artwork there of Lone Ranger, and then had this like incredible like season 1, season 2 episode guide, which just kind of goes in depth. Oh, we're not finished. Then you got this book on the Lone Ranger, with a ton of like articles and write-ups, and even stuff kind of pull-outs with the Lone Ranger chronology. A ton of stuff like that as well. Now, aside from that, then came this package. And this is where it kind of gets super cool. So inside of this was a pack of Lone Ranger trading cards. Like these type of cards here were like kind that were put in like cigarettes and stuff like that back in the day. And it opened up, and you can see like the, I'll just take one of them, I don't take them all out or anything like that. Come on. You can see some of the cards right there. Collectibles. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Now, aside from that, they also had the Lone Ranger Victory Cord. This was your Lone Ranger, kind of like your badge. And it opened up to tell you like the your identification, and it basically buy share in America today, like talking about bonds. Then you would also get a replicant of the thing that you would have to like send in, the Lone Ranger to get in the Lone Ranger Club type thing. So with the Lone Ranger logo right there. There was also this here, which was what you get from the Victory Corps, which is a is a letter. And last, but definitely not least, especially from somebody like me, is well, it's not last thing. It's one of the last things. Is the Lone Ranger, Legend of Lone Ranger Tonto comic book. I have the complete Zorro, if you mean the Disney one. I got it in its collectible tin, actually. And now last but not least is a autographed picture of the Lone Ranger with Clayton Moore, of course. Of course, there's another guy, John Hart, that played the Lone Ranger for a season. But Clayton Moore is, of course, who we normally associate with the Lone Ranger. And anyway, so it's just a lot of collectibles in there. I was super stoked to get this. And it was the very first thing. It started me collecting again. So my love of the Lone Ranger as a kid actually just is what started me into collecting this stuff again. Now, as far as the rest of it, like the discs are on stuff like this here. I won't take that out, but I thought you'd like to see the collectible stuff and the and see the set that got me started collecting movies again. So if it wasn't for my nostalgia for the Lone Ranger, the only person left finds you speechless. That is true. Was I'm a big Happy Days fan, by the way. So if it wasn't for the Lone Ranger, my nostalgia for the Lone Ranger, I may not have picked up collecting again because I was going to a comic book store first. I was going to start recollecting comic books, and I went to CD Plus and I looked around and I'd seen this there for weeks, and it was pricey, but I'm like, I got to do it, and that started like me collecting first off just TV shows originally, because I found that TV shows were bigger bang for their buck at that point. Because a lot of the movies and stuff that came out were not like they are now. They weren't like big like collector's editions or anything like that, unless you found lucky enough to find like an Anchor Bay or a Blue Underground. And even those, had a little bit of stuff. This is the box that hooked you to subscribe to my channel. So there you go. See, it comes around. But I have a few different ones here. My favorite space show from my youth was this one right here, and hopefully some of you guys remember this one. And this is Space 1999. It was done by the Andersons. So this is Jerry Anderson's show. The first and second season are extraordinarily different. The first season is done very, very dark, and it's meant to scare you a lot, more so than the second season. Second season has a lot of Star Trek writers, but they still have a couple cool scary episodes, including one where there's these creatures, and basically the main guy played by Martin Landau, he gets hit on the head, and he's the only person that can see these people that they've come across the way they really are. So everybody else sees like this civilization, these normal people, and he sees these like big monsters with a big eye in the middle of their thing. I was terrified of it when I was a kid. I even had like Space 1999 cards, right? Like those trading cards. And lo and behold, one of the first trading cards I get, I'm going through my pack of like Space 99 trading cards, with that like bubble gum that tastes like cardboard. And I open it up, and the third card is that like creature from that episode from season 2. And I'm sure you guys know exactly. If you've ever seen the show before, then you'll remember the creature. Because it's that one with the big eye in the middle. So that one freaked me out, and I had, of course, had that card. I used to keep it in my closet because I didn't want to look at it, so I had it like put under a bunch of other stuff. I didn't want to accidentally find it, and I'd always forget that I had it there. And I have there some of my Dallas cards and some of my hockey cards and stuff like that. And it would always like somehow get mixed with them, and I'd be looking at my cards. And like every kid in my era, I collected a lot of trading cards. And CGR, you got good taste. I would always come across that card, and I would leap back when I saw it. Cooking spaghetti. I just made something really. My better half's out of town. I just did something really simple tonight. I just grabbed beans wieners. I just canned that out. Done. It's crappy, but that's what I had. Watching Lone Ranger when I was very young. Came on at 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon. That's cool. Yep, CD Plus was another sad one that we lost. And I shopped there a lot. CD Plus was the place that over at HMV back in the day, that if you wanted to get like kind of the more niche stuff, the more genre-oriented stuff, CD Plus would have it. You would get like a lot of the normal stuff at HMV originally, when HMV was on, and CD Plus were in kind of like in competition. You'd find the ordinary stuff at HMV and like pretty much the mainstream stuff. But if you wanted to find the niche, you wanted to find the Blue Undergrounds, the Lone Ranger sets, the stuff like that, you'd have to go to CD Plus. That would be the place that would have it. Back in the day when they had like when Anchor Bay was putting out those Hammer VHS tapes. What's a white box set above Scooby-Doo? The white one is, I think that's my, which one is that? Burn Notice, I think. And right next to it is Hawaii 5.0, the original Y50 series, the complete original Y50 series. What I was going to make first, I was going to get some veggies and put some in a slow cooker and do it while I was at work, which is what I should have done rather than have like a can of something. But I was just not feeling the best, so. But I'm down here with you guys tonight, even though I'm not feeling well. The only signed baseball card that I ever had, William, was Nolan Ryan Jr. And I had two of them. And they paid my rent once. Oh yeah, I did. Oh, did it ever? And Jared, they needed the overarching storyline. That's what was missing in Series 11. That was a big missing part. Show us my VHS collection. I got a few of them. I'll show them another night. I'm doing like a super chatty type of thing. So one of these days I'm going to like put like benchmarks. I'll do that type of thing. But I'll show you a couple of my VHS. I won't get into all of them tonight. So let's move over. Ready? All right. So right here you're going to see some different stuff too. Now, it's a couple of VHS things. A couple that I'm proud of. Here is an Anchor Bay VHS. And this is Return to Oz. And I love this film. So what's really cool about Return to Oz and the early stuff like that is like, there's no booklets, of course, that was the DVD thing, but on the inside, there'd be a write-up and picture. They did this with the Hammer ones as well, and they did this with a few different things that they did. And I love to have some of those Hammer ones as well. No, I do not. Unfortunately, this is the only place I got to store them right now, so I'm not sure it's going to be good temperature. I don't even have them like in a shelving place like I should right now. We plan to get another shelf, now we're moving, so not so much. I suck at it right now. And this, of course, is Pumpkinhead. I love this cover. Of course, I've got the Blu-rays, collector's edition, this one, but look at this. Look at the art on this cover. It's incredible. I love the artwork on VHS. I do, I really do. And of course, I have, if I can reach it, Hellbound Hellraiser 2, the original Star Maker edition, precursor to Anchor Bay, by the way, guys. And Event Horizon. But I have a lot more, which I will do another time when I do like a full VHS video. And Warlock, they're still around. I mean, you just got to look around for VHS. Like a lot of different stores, like Vay Village, you'll have them every once in a while. They do tend to have more kids VHS than regular VHS, but you do have to look around a bit for them. And like some stores like that, you know, if you can find like secondhand places. And there's still a few places there. I saw some VHS like the other day when I was at the yards at the flea market, and I really should have got them. Lost in Space is finishing. Haven't even seen the first episode yet. Facebook and eBay. Facebook and eBay is harder to go with. I don't order anything on eBay anymore. Here, throw out something to you. But I'm on like a Laserdisc, like Facebook page, right? And probably maybe some of you guys are on there as well. Babes in Thailand. I don't have that. I don't think it. Maybe I do. I got a lot of that type of stuff, so it's possible. So this guy bought for like, I think it was like for $20, he bought a Laserdisc, right? And the Laserdisc was, I don't know, it's a Corey Haim, Corey Feldman movie, something like that, like Licensed Driver. So, I'm not sure what it was, one of those type. So he got it and it didn't work. Now he said, I'm really angry. So like I got ripped off. And the description on eBay, by the way, was I don't have a way to check this. You know, there's no, like there's no, so basically you're buying this at your own risk. No, there's no returns, no refunds. If you want this, take it as is. This is being sold as is. Have not checked it, can't check it, don't have anything to check it with. So in on his side, he said, okay, well, I feel like I got ripped off because maybe he knew, and he sold it anyway. Okay, but also let me play like a devil's advocate a bit and say the ad lists several times hasn't been checked. Have no way to check it. Buy at own risk. No refunds. So when I see that on an ad, myself personally, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this, then I think, well, maybe this could be broken. If I'm going to buy this, then I'll pay the $20 and I'll buy it because I want the artwork or something like that, and I'll find the actual laser disc down the way, or I'm not going to buy it. But even after reading all that stuff, he got it and got upset when it didn't work. So for me, and in my opinion on it, because people are saying, well, yeah, you can get your money back and stuff. You just gotta like file like a complaint with eBay, and then like I said, they had it listed like even if the person lists it as like as is and no refunds, no returns, you can still go for it, and eBay will be kind of forced to give you your money back, and they'll be forced to take it from him. So my thought on that is no. Like yes, maybe eBay does have to, and maybe that's something that has to be done. Maybe that's within the regulation thing, but I find that extremely problematic. I'm not an eBay seller, so I got no like I got no bones in this game. But that really bothers me. I'm glad that it's there, I guess, to protect the consumer type of thing. But in a case like that, I don't think like even at $20 or $30, it's a laser disc. That's like the shipping is going to cost half of that. And at the end of the day, if he bought it with that on it, I'm sorry. That's buyer beware. I got lots of things. I just showed you a Zenith thing there. I opened it up. One of the discs looks to be missing. Maybe it's behind something, or I'm not sure. But that's on me. Now, if somebody like sold something for like a big premium price, like so Warlock said there, and like it was listed as being like in really good shape, or like this is going to work for sure, and like something got damaged in shipping, got scratched, or something like that, or it was damaged beforehand, like it didn't work, then okay, I get that. Yes, definitely, you deserve to get your money back there. But if you're driving down the road and you see like this sign that says like warning, slow down, and then you keep on going, you see another sign that says stop, and you see a sign that says like crash ahead, and you just keep on going, you just keep ignoring all the signs until you just plow off of a cliff. No, you've been warned. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I know I wanted your guys' opinion on it, but I know I'm a bit of a hard ass when it comes to that, but I think that it sets a bad precedent. Do I have these? I don't actually. I had them in my hands though once, Alan. I did have those unedited Star Wars lasers just in my hands, but they're a bit expensive at the store I was at. Actually, they're a good price for what they were, but I didn't have the money to get them at the time. So unfortunately, that did not happen. As you can see, I'm over here closer. This is my Babylon 5 that you guys asked about before, if it was Babylon 5 or Farscape. And here's a show that has been canceled, and I got to get the rest of it. It's really good, actually. I watched the TV one, but I haven't actually even opened up my season of this. I bought this on a Black Friday. This is like Legion. I don't use eBay a lot. I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I do think that I would never if I was going to sell on anything, if I ever had a store, I would go Amazon way, I think. Have you ever seen the Tomorrow People with the original or the remake series? I've seen the original, and I think I've seen a little bit of the remake series. But this is the room the cats aren't let in. And he tried to sneak in here. This is the one room in the house that they're not allowed in. Legion is bizarre, but it's so fun. Oh yeah, like I think I got. I mean, I don't know if I still got, but I used to have like a season of Tomorrow People. I don't have any more. I don't have it anymore here though. But I want to see some weirder, like different stuff. While I'm here, while I'm over at this side, which I will do. I remember getting this at Costco. This was a Helen Mirren at the BBC. Now there was a bunch of these that came out, but I just had a big crush on Helen Mirren back in the day. And this has like a few different like of the ones that she did. I guess the Changeling from '74, the Apple Cart, Caesar and Claretta, the Philanthropist, the Little Minister, Country Wife, Blue, Remembered Hills, Miss Reinhardt, and Soft Target. So it goes from 1974 to 1984 with a new interview with Helen Mirren on there. I'm really proud of this, actually. It's odd, but this is just one of those that I just was so super stoked to have, and I wanted to go back and get the rest of them, but they sold out. But I really, really dug this. As you guys see, I'm deep diving to some different stuff tonight to give you guys some different things to see. So when I show something, if there's any, or you see something in the background here that you're kind of curious about, make a comment, and maybe I'll show it off. And I keep my shows like kind of try to keep them together. I try to keep them together. Like for instance, I got some Grimm here on DVD, and I got some Grimm here on Blu-ray. I like Sci Factor a lot, actually, and he actually believed in this stuff too. That was another thing. I not only do I have the Farscape the complete series, but I've also got the Peacekeeper Wars. Which was the films, and asked if I got like, do I have any like British shows and stuff like that? Yeah, there's a few that like really stand out to me. That like I really like Porridge, and I don't know, I don't know, no. But this was a really good one. There's what was it called? Was it like 6 on 6 or something like that? There's like anyway, there's a bunch of shows that he did. It was like an anthology type thing, where he did like 6 or 7 episodes, and each episode was almost like a pilot to a different show. And one of them was what turned out to be Porridge, and Porridge became an actual series. Yeah, see, there's a 1973 pilot, Prisoner and Escort, and plus it has a 2016 remake part as well. Red Dwarf, I have a lot of it, but I don't have all of it because it's still coming on, like it's still coming out. The Fallen Rise of Reginald Perry, I wish, but nope. Do I have Keeping Up Appearances? Yes, I have that somewhere here. That's one of my better halves, like favorites. So I do have Keeping Up Appearances. I'm not sure where it is, but it's here somewhere. I got Keeping Up Appearances. I got oh god, there's you know, Are You Being Served a couple times over. I even got an EastEnders that I got at UFO. UFO I do need to get to. But look, there's my Are You Being Served right there. I think that's a complete collection. I got one too that's not complete. And of course, because I'm a big guy like Benny Hill, so this is the Naughty Early Years. And as you can see, it's an HMV one. So this was bought on the last day when they were selling out. And of course, the one everybody needs, Blackadder. Your life is not complete without a Blackadder set in your collection. What scanners, Blu-rays should you purchase? The Criterion edition for scanners. Have a great evening there, George. Check us on Blackadder. And though you're not asking, my favorite series of Blackadder, I think, is probably the second. And then I picked stuff that, you know, only lasted a season, like different stuff like My Own Worst Enemy. Did I ever see Bottom? I think I have, actually. My favorite one that I don't own is Only Fools and Horses, which, of course, as you guys know, is one of my favorite shows of all time. But I've also got these here. I got a couple of them. So I got the Protectors. And I've got, of course, the Persuaders. This one here is my better half, one of her favorite shows of all time. And I also have the A&E edition, like the big box sets of these. So there were 2 volumes. Hey, David, welcome. So these here were like 2 fonts. Oh, this makes such a good, like what's the word? Little Britons there, some Ripper Street. My complete Columbo section is down there. For learning French and stuff like that, because my better half has stuff. So I got first I got Asterix and the Vikings, which is the newer Asterix ones. But I also have some of these stuff like Papyrus. And down there farther, I've got my better half likes Mrs. Brown's Buys a lot. So we got the complete series of Mrs. Brown's Buys. Keeping Up Appearances is down there as well, along with Series 1 of Foyle's War, Series 1 of Secret Diary of a Call Girl, Season 1 of Secret Diary of a Call Girl, Top Gear Season 15, some Hannibal, some Sons of Anarchy, the complete True Calling series, and a bunch of other things. But with that being said, and I haven't even got over to the other part of the room yet. So, which I would do, I'm going to guess, on another time. So, Spirio and Fantasme, which is another like French series, which is kind of fun. They used to have like a bunch of books of them too. But okay, so here we've done the secret room again. It's been a long time since I've done this. I had planned to go a little bit longer, but I think I'm going to go watch some TV and drink some tea. So this has been a cool episode. It's hey Donato, welcome to the cult, and thank you, by the way. It's been a mixed bag. As a super chat's been a bust, but as a video, it's been pretty good. But thank you so much for coming in, and I'll see you guys here next time. I was going to do a video tomorrow. I'm not quite sure if I'm still going to do it or not. I got some other stuff that I might have to do. It's From Beyond 1980. Oh, From Beyond is amazing. So definitely check it out. But I am Aaron. This is my secret room. You are the Cult of Cinema. You guys rock. It's been a mixed blessing of a night, but I've really enjoyed coming in this room because it makes me realize there's so many shows that I got to do. And thank you, JR. I sincerely appreciate that. Have a great evening there, and special thanks to JR for the super chat. And I will see you guys here next time. Have a wonderful night. And hopefully we'll get into the other half of the secret room.